Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about gauges, what kind of gauges we need and where they should be placed in our tanks. So this here is a hydrometer. A hydrometer is a gauge that reads the heat and the humidity in our tank so that our hermit crabs can breathe properly and thrive. So now hermit crabs have modified gills, so they need 75 to 85 heat and humidity in order to breathe properly. So we want to make sure that we have that with a completely sealed tank. Now this gauge should be placed at the center of your tank. This is my center. And off of your substrate. Cannot sit it on the substrate because it will give you a false reading. Much higher humidity. So we want to make sure that it's properly set up. This is just something that I created so I could be able to hang it off of my base tank. So it's hanging right off of there. Now, hermit crabs have modified gills, like I mentioned. So in order to get that proper heat and humidity, you're going to need a heat mat that measures the 75% of your tank. Now, you want to make sure that it covers 75%. If you do have cold winters, you want to make sure that you get an extra heat mat that you can possibly place on the side of the tank or cover the whole back wall. This, you can tape it to the back with packing tape, and you're going to attach that heat mat plug to something we call a thermostat. Now, this is a gauge that helps read the heat inside the tank. So this controls the heat of the heat mat. So we don't overheat our hermit crabs and to avoid a fire in our homes, because heat mats can get pretty hot and can cause a fire. So this gauge has a probe, which is this here. It is this wire with a metal tip on the bottom, which reads the heat inside the tank. And in order to get the proper reading, it needs to be up against the wall. I brought it out a little bit so I could make this video, but it should be laying against the wall, the back wall of your tank, center. So this is the tank, the full length of the tank, and it's on the center, on the back wall, 4 inches from the substrate. So you want to make sure that it's that much from the substrate so it can get an accurate reading. Now the manufacturer gives you two suggestions, two options. Either place it against the heat mat 4 inches off the substrate, or you're going to lay it against the heat mat outside of the tank, against the glass, so that this gives it the reading. It gives this gauge a reading to shut off so that you don't overheat your hermit crabs or even cause a fire in your home. So this has a setting. You will press and hold until it blinks, and then you set it to where you want. And once you hit it to where you want, you're going to hold until it's set. Now you can set it to Fahrenheit or Celsius, whatever you prefer. And when it's on, when the heat is on, then the light will be red. Okay, so now this gives the signal to the heat mat to turn off. So this is basically it, guys. You can, if you have a base tank, you want to make sure that it's center. Both gauges are center of the tank. One is going to be against the wall, the back center against the wall, and your hydrometer is going to be at the center of the tank. Okay. Hope you guys enjoy the video. If you guys have questions, please feel free to ask.